Philadelphia. I actually just got here to Philadelphia probably about 15 minutes ago. Went ahead, grabbed myself some coffee, headed over to the City Hall area. One, because I have to catch the subway from here and then a bus. I'm on my way headed down to Washington, D.C. Ideally, we're going to be leaving from Philadelphia early in the morning, and then I'll be covering events in D.C. The 19th and the 20th. If anything goes down on the 20th in D.C., I'll probably be covering stuff, the aftermath, I guess, on the 21st. I know currently, as far as D.C. is concerned, that as of this morning, all highways going in are basically locked down. And I know that they do have checkpoints at different locations. They're definitely on heightened alert, as everyone already knows. So I'm in D.C., in Philadelphia right now, and I wanted to go live. Two reasons. One is to just give you guys an idea of what's around here. There is heightened police presence around a number of the buildings, at least by the entryways. There were a group of bike cops here in Philly with the yellow and black uniforms over in the corner there. I'm assuming they were getting their assignments and everything else for the day. And over here, the Municipal Services building, barricades and stuff out there, from what I can see. City Hall itself, there is a higher presence, but everything seems to be in relationship. As I was walking up from the bus station, there was a higher presence on the streets. I mean, it isn't as high a presence as in New York, but yeah, there is a lot more heightened security around, at least city buildings, state, federal buildings as well, which is going to be expected. But life is going on as normal. Also reaching out to everyone. Some of you know the issues I had last time in terms of power. Where was it last week? Last week where I ended up losing power. Ideally, things are in a better situation. This time I actually did a lot more prep work. And reviewing basically on how photojournalists actually deal with high tension areas, war zones, etc., just to make sure that there were backup plans, letting a couple of people know where I was going, what I was doing, etc. Those of you that want to provide support for it financially, I could definitely use it. It would be a huge help. If you share the stream out, definitely share that information around also. And as I've mentioned before, even if it's $1, $2, every bit helps. Even, $2.67 gets a coffee. What can I say? some of the stuff I wanted to get, I can't get. I'm going to take a stop here because I had actually passed this group when I was walking over. So I just want to take a look. I know I picked up information about this because I do get information from Philadelphia. So I just wanted to do that. So I'm just going to ask them. Basically, it's Mayor Kinney, the hunger strike resolution 200447. So, oh God, I was just getting ready to mention Poor People's Army as well as Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign. That's how I know.
What's going on?
That's why it was so familiar to me when I walked by the first time.
Right.
But I had just gotten in and I just wanted to.
What's going
and
on?
my
You
thing
just
was.
got to town?
Yeah, I'm going with some people down to D.C.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to leave early in the morning, get down. So I'll be there for the 19th, the 20th. We're not actually going into D.C. We're going right outside and then catch the subway down and then walk the rest of the way. So
You gonna be here for a sec?
yeah, this is what
I'm gonna go and get my tent and bring it back so I can go pitch my tent up.
okay.
All right, so
That's cool.
This is really starting to hit my knees.
So Mayor Kinney, hunger strike. Again, this is why it was so familiar when I passed by to go have a cigarette and mentally get myself together. It was because this is one of the things that I had actually seen. Poor People's Army and Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign has been doing a lot, and I mean a lot, related to housing, actually supporting those in need, serving the community, and they've been doing it for a long time, and been aware of them for a very long time, but the first time I've actually doing something with them was the Poor People's March. I believe it's 3 years now or 4 years, from Philly to Washington, D.C., and then on a number of other things after that. So I'm glad I walked back over 100%. I'm just gonna ask actually Sherry a quick question. Shit. Oh God. Yes, I do recognize. Okay. So what is this going on here?
Oh, let's ask Guillermo Santos.
What?
Did you interview Jamalia?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my way to D.C., but I'm getting a ride down early in the morning. When I came up from the bus station after getting coffee, I needed to, and you can't smoke in here, so I went over there, had a cigarette, and then got the stuff together, went live, and to give people an overview, but I also wanted to come back over. It was, in my mind, it was clicking, it's familiar when I'm looking at this.
Oh, yeah.
The hunger strike, but my mind's been all over the place in New York with a lot of stuff, but it was like, I need to come back over.
So you just happened upon this?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was outside City Hall.
Yeah. That's funny.
The what?
No, that's just funny that you just happened upon it.
It's the way most things happen to me.
He's on his way from New York to D.C. He just happened upon
But we're leaving in the morning, so it's not like...
Yeah.
It's not like, it's rushing or anything. And, yeah, a lot of times it's like so much shit has been happening in New York that it's, and even trying to get out, even though like wanting to. A lot of times it's just like, okay, if I leave, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And it just, well, you guys know with everything you're doing down here, and I know that there are groups looking at, which I'll connect you because I said they might want to talk to you guys in terms of advice regarding homes.
Housing takeovers, yeah.
Yep. So
We're in the most housing takeovers than anybody in the entire country.
wow, that's a big achievement, actually. It is.
It is. And that's why we got to say it really loud before I go to the penitentiary for life.
You're not going to go.
Okay.
No.
I like the illusion of security.
Well, if you do, we'll break you out. You know?
Okay. I see the success we're having at getting some of my friends out right now that are sick with COVID. It's not working.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Okay, quick question for you guys. What's going on with the hunger strike here in Resolution 200447?
Well, the master of ceremonies is not here at this moment. He's walked down the street to get his tent, but Jamal Johnson is going to do he's begun a hunger strike. He's an African-American veteran. Instead of looking at all the veterans, all the soldiers that are occupying D.C. and our capitals and that kind of stuff, he thinks it's also important, and we think it's important that we figure out how to deal with the fact that over 500 people have been shot in Philadelphia this last year and died. And all of this can be prevented. Right now, Pennsylvania has no unemployment.
Right.
Zero. So people haven't even gotten $1 since Christmas. So if you want to prevent violence, you figure out how to feed, clothe, and house people, and make sure that youth have options and dignified lives and all of that kind of stuff. But other than that, just like slavery wasn't conducive to living happy, healthy lives, living under capitalism isn't either.
True. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so, if anybody's interested in reaching out to the Poor People's Army, because we're about the alleviation of all violence, including hunger, homelessness, all of those kinds of things, hook up with us, because we will teach you how to take a house. In a land that has abundance, there's no reason for anybody to be homeless, cold, living in inadequate housing any place in the entire country. There's more luxury units than there are homeless people. And so we'll teach you how to take a house. And New York City, we were active with Ronaldo Casanova before he died. I know that there's some history, some takeovers in New York City. All we need is organization. There's more of us.
It's true.
That's it.
Thank you. Hey, just so you know, I'll be sharing out the links also later. I've done it in the past, but you guys should be able to. I'll reshare the stuff out anyway. And yeah, definitely plug in. Because even if just not here, she was mentioning the idea of sharing the skills needed in order to become productive, to house people within your community, whether it's here, whether it's in New York, whether it's in the Midwest or across the country. The idea of sharing those skills so people have the tools and to reclaim is important. So I'm gonna be over here for a while. So yeah, it's weird at times.
So, is it okay for me to talk?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, is it filming?
Well, it's live, actually.
Oh,
Everything is live.
everything is like,
Go ahead. So you can see, enough is enough. We demand action on gun violence, adopt resolution 20. So, yeah, I mean, around here there is, security-wise, it is heightened. They definitely saw within the downtown areas as I was walking up. It's just symptomatic things. I've seen a lot higher presence, especially during the, was it the DNC or was it the RNC? One of the two. Believe DNC, actually. Here, where it was definitely, yeah, it was the DNC, was here, which had a higher presence regarding that. So, as I was saying, if you're looking to plug in, I will share up the information a little later on the Poor People's Army. Also on the Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign. Definitely it's something to plug into. Mayor Kinney, resolution 200-447, 200-447 is something you might want to look into if you're interested in what's going on in Philadelphia. And like I said, they've been active for a very long time. And basically the original Poor People's Campaign is where the Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign came out of. You have the group with Reverend Barber in them that kicked off a few years ago, but the group that Sherry helped found is a lot more involved in poor people that are struggling, actually in leadership roles, active participation. They're not backed by major corporate sponsors. They're conscious of making sure that they're not controlled by those that have other political agendas other than looking out for those that are in need. And back to my thing. If you're looking to help support the DC trip, making sure whether it's SD card, a cup of coffee, please do so. Right now, waiting for one individual who's going to be back in, military veteran, person of color, very active in the Poor People's Army Economic Human Rights Campaign. Known him for quite a while now. Amazing individual. So as soon as he gets here, I'm going to do a brief interview with him. And then I am going to head up, connect with the people I'm going to be staying with tonight, and then going down to DC. So while I am waiting for him, because not much is going on right now, I'm going to go ahead and take this stream down in a minute. just so I have a conserve power on that part. And as soon as he gets here, I'll go ahead and bring the stream back